from everywhere, right? Then you come here down and then you click on create security group, right? So I have already created. Then you will come to instance and then go to the instance that you want to attach to it that security group. So check it, then go to the action, then to security, and then click on change security group. You come down here, then you remove this one, then you select the new one and click on add security group. I think that I have explained it very well. Good. Now what I will have to do, what I am going to do now is creating a peering connection between the two accounts. Then I will ping from this Ansible to this server that resides here. This one will show you to this one using the private network. So, but before that, I will launch something because it will take too much time to be launched. Then I will go in and create the parent connection. The first thing that I'm going to do is to create a domain name, right? I will explain it later. I will telling you what is a domain name, what is an active directory, what is a site, what are users, computer, what is the benefit of domain name, domain controller, sorry, why we use domain controller, what is global catalog, etc. So stay with me, I will explain you and I will cover everything during achieving this lab. So stay tuned, I will cover everything. And here I will explain the reason why I have chosen the North Virginia instead of another region. Because there are only few regions that support this workspace and then this Active Directory service. I will cover as well what is Amazon workspace as well. So first thing that I'm going to do is scroll down and then open the directory service. And then I will set up a directory. Here we have many options. So this option means that I will create an AWS managed Microsoft Active Directory, and this one Active Directory connector means if you, for example, you have in your company, right, you have an Active Directory or you have a domain name, and in that domain name there is a domain controllers, right, and you want to connect to it and use that users that reside in that Active Directory to do some stuff in your AWS, for example, for authentication, for federated sign-in, right? But here we will use AWS Managed Microsoft Active Directory because we don't have any domain controller that is deployed publicly. So I will click on next. I will choose standard edition, then scroll down, and here you have to give it the DNS name, means a domain name. I will give it daily.com. Then for the directory net BIOS is the prefix. We take only this one that is before the dot and we retype it here. Then I will scroll down and give it this password. So make sure to remember this password because we will use it very later. So please don't forget. Then click on next. Then I will choose what is the VPC that I want to attach this Active Directory to it. So I will attach it to my VPC that I have created earlier. And what are the subnets that I want to to have to have this domain controller on it. These options is to make sure of the high availability of your domain controller. So if any domain controller crash, the other one will serve your clients. So I will scroll down here, and they want to be in the public, and the other one in this second private. Then click next, review, and you will be paid for, or you will be charged of $0.12 USA dollar per hour, and you have 30 days limit trial, a free trial. Then create a directory. I have mentioned something once I started videos, is that the problem that I faced and that made an issue for us to achieve this lab using the VPN connection is that I stopped my OpenSwan, then I started again, and its public IP address changed. And then when I try to create a new VPN connection, I could not to see the OpenSwan option here, right? To use that configuration and apply it in our OpenSwan instance, so to the channel that is used by this VPN work successfully. So the issue was that once you stop an EC2 instance and start it again, you lost its public IP address. So let me explain what's going on. So here I suggest you, for example, if you want to draw some architecture to use this app, it is very handy and very useful. So, and here you can go to shapes, right? And here you can check whatever the shapes that you will use in your architecture, whether if you are looking for network, AWS, Cisco, Azure, anything. Then you click on use selected shapes, then all the shapes that you will need are available here. Right? So use it selected, and then go to shapes, and choose this one and use selected shape. So I will draw you something here to explain you what's going on. So this is our AWS account. Right? Then once we decide to create some resource or some services, we choose what is, for example here, what is the region we want. So inside our AWS account, we choose the region we want. And in that region, we create a VPC. So to explain you what this means in real life, because all of this is virtual. You just selected in console, but under the hood, AWS manage all of this for you. So what is region? What is virtual private cloud? So I will give you a real scenario and try to make an analog between this virtual